Hello there and welcome to another episode of Behind the Fourth Wall. Today's guest is a multi-talented individual. He's a very good friend of mine. He is a voiceover artist, he's a fight director, he is a photographer, and he's a wonderful actor. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to Mr. Simon Johns. So, Simon,
yes.
Thank you very much for coming along today.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate you spending some time with us. Now, we've known each other for quite a long time, so it might be a bit weird me asking you some of these questions, but it's all for our viewers at home. So, as I was saying, that you've managed to really carve out many niches for yourself within this industry. You are an actor, you're a voice-over artist. Is that, would you call it voice-over artist?
Yeah, voice-over artist. Some people say voice-over talent. I don't really like that term. But yeah, voice-over artist, yeah.
Okay. You're a fight director or choreographer, which would you...
Fight director.
Fight director.
Fight teacher.
Fight teacher. And an actor as well.
And an actor.
So when you...
A photographer.
And a photographer, of course you are. So when you... What can't you do? When you...
Can't play the piano.
Can you not?
I can a bit.
Strikes me, because you're a guitar... you've also played in many bands as well, you're a bass player.
Yeah, I was a bass player for quite a few years, yeah.
That's amazing.
Lots of things.
Is that out of necessity to be able to survive in this... Is that you?
Yeah.
These things, are they born out of necessity to be able to survive in this industry, or you strike me as being somebody who's just got lots of interests and can't sit still?
Yes, yeah. I'd say this is kind of a bit of both. It's some of it is I like trying new things. I like playing with new games. I like getting new skills. I like learning new disciplines, if that makes sense. But it does also help, obviously, being an actor, and being an actor first and foremost, that's where I started. All these things, the more strings to your bow you have, the better it is.
Make you more employable.
Make you more employable, yes, yeah. But also it's not just about the acting, it's also about quality of life. I try and do what I enjoy for a living, if that makes sense. I mean, the whole acting industry is ludicrous anyway. It's a lot of fun. I love it, but as you know, as I know, as all of our friends, it's a ridiculously hard thing to try and do and sustain as a career.
Yeah, it's certainly not a full-time job in that. Some people can
it very much is to some people. It very much is, and I've had years where I've been absolutely non-stop, show after show after show, TV job, a little bit of film, computer game, but absolutely non-stop for year in, year out. But the thing is, you can't guarantee it. You can't always guarantee it's going to be there. And even the friends I know who are quite well known, kind of semi-famous or famous, and have done very well for themselves, they still have massive periods out of work.
Yeah,
everybody does.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
The longer I get into it, the whole idea, the idea of making it is a myth. If
Right, so that's what I was going to say. So
it doesn't exist.
Did you see yourself when? Okay, first of all, when did you realise that this was a viable job? This was something you could actually earn money out of, or earn money from? Because you're from Cornwall.
Yeah.
So, lad, growing up in Cornwall, spent a lot of time, I know you're a big surfer, spent a lot of time on beaches and things like that. How did your interest in theatre arise?
I was always interested in music, and I joined Cornwall Youth Theatre.
Okay.
When I was 13. And I was doing school plays and bits and pieces like that.
Okay.
But it ended up becoming just a natural progression. I can't ever remember making the choice that I want to be an actor.
Right,
I don't ever remember making that choice.
Okay.
It was always something I did, and always something I felt like doing and I really enjoyed. And when I applied to drama school, when it came to the time I finished A-levels, I'd done theatre studies and I'd carried on doing it, not really having ever made a decision. I kind of, in the back of my head, all I wanted to do was go to Indonesia and go surfing and go on surf trips and that kind of thing.
You sound like a career advisor's nightmare.
Absolutely. So then, when it came to the time to look at kind of university or what I was going to do with my future, I remember going through the college's prospectuses and came across Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts and LIPA, which is my drama school that I went to. And I went, I really like the look of it. It was Paul McCartney's place.
Yeah, it was fairly new at that time as well, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was brand new. It was only 2 years old when I picked up the prospectus.
So what year was that you went?
I was in the 4th year to go through.
What year did you?
Oh,
do you remember what year you actually went?
1998. 98 to 2001.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was absolutely brand new.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing all these amazing facilities and just kind of went, that looks like the most fun place I could go to study. So I applied, and I wouldn't say unexpected. Yeah, got an unconditional offer.
Did you have to audition?
Yeah.
So you applied to go to Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts, and then they sent out. Did you have to prepare 2 speeches? Did you have to do a song or anything like that?
I can't remember now. Yeah, I had
it's
to
normally
sing
a modern and a Shakespearean.
I think, it was a Shakespeare, a modern, a couple of songs, and a 5-minute devised piece of your own.
Crikey, they asked for quite a lot actually compared to a lot of drama schools.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. It was really nerve-wracking. But yeah, really enjoyed it. But so I did the audition, got in, got an unconditional offer straight away, and that was, I guess, I didn't really make the decision, they made the decision for me.
Okay,
by
what would
giving
you
me
have
the
done
place.
had you not gotten in? Do you know?
Gone
to Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Okay, interesting. So you came into, so you got a place on the course, the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts, and so 18?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
18-year-old Simon Johns.
Yeah.
Did you see yourself doing what you were doing now, or were your aspirations different? Where did you want to go? Did you have an end game?
No, I didn't. I enjoyed performing, and I enjoyed the journey. And I think that's probably the key. It's about enjoying what you're doing at the time. And I loved drama. I really enjoyed drama school. It was great fun. And I remember being excited to be a working actor. I knew I was probably going to come to London and start auditioning and see what would happen. I had no idea what would happen. Obviously, I'd love to have got in my head. I'd love to have got into a show and then done this and had lots of friends and kind of be in that scene. I really enjoyed that. It's kind of what happened actually. So it's
okay. How do you measure success in this industry?
Well, like I was saying before, I think the idea of making it is a myth.
Right.
I don't think that exists to begin with. I think you basically you have a professional profile of certain levels, and that's it. There is no kind of sudden glass ceiling you suddenly break through.
No.
Suddenly, alright.
No,
it doesn't exist. It's a load of rubbish. Success to me is literally day to day. If you can pay your rent, and you can pay your rent, or pay your mortgage, or pay your bills, and live and enjoy what you're doing and do this job, then I think that's pretty bloody successful.
I think happiness is a real key thing, because when I remember growing up, I remember seeing loads of adults who were just like, I hate my job, I fell into this, and I hate my job, and I always remember thinking, I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person, and I sit every day, I go on the tube, and I see people that are grumpy every day, and I'm the guy who's getting on being like, morning, because I'm happy going to the jobs that I'm going to do.
Exactly.
And I always felt that actually, I would much rather be slightly poorer and eternally happy than loaded and miserable doing the job.
That's a personal choice for different people, isn't it? And that's it. But if you're talking about doing this as a career, then for me it's a choice you make because you love the work, you love the job itself, you enjoy doing it. I mean, you have a real passion for it. Because if you don't have a passion for it, you're genuine. It's not an easy industry. It's pretty cutthroat. It's relentless. And if you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to last in it.
No, I think that's
it has to be driven by a love and a want to do
and a hunger as well.
Yeah, hunger for it, and it's some people have easier rides than others. Some people land bigger roles.
Some people land their first job they ever got, and it's a TV series, and they may never work again.
Yeah,
it's funny. Isn't it?
I know a few people like that. I know a few people who've had really big jobs straight out, gone smashed massive roles, and that's it. And then 5 years later, out of the industry. So it's swings and roundabouts.
Yeah. How much do you think luck plays a part in this industry?
A lot, an enormous amount of luck. But I also am a big believer in you make your own luck.
Okay. See, this was going to be my next point, because before we get on to the actual work that you do and how you fell into the various things that you do, you, out of anyone I've ever met before in my life, are awesome at networking. you're a wonderful networker. You know a lot of people know you. How do you get the energy that you have from networking? Because it does take quite a lot out of you. When I finish a job, it's a lot of people just want to go home.
It does, but
they don't necessarily want to go make small talk in a pub with lots of people.
I don't consider it networking.
Okay.
I think that's the point. If you consider it networking and you think you're going to sit down and you actively go out and you think, oh, I have to do this, I have to go and meet these people, I have to get to know this person, and that's difficult to sustain. So for me, I'm just genuinely quite social.
Yeah.
I don't ever actively go out to network.
Okay.
I go out
to have fun,
to meet people,
yeah,
because I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy getting to know people, and I have a lot of friends, and I really, really value friendships.
Okay.
So I think it can be seen as networking from another point of view, but I don't think it is, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's interesting. So you don't see anything that you don't see. Do you see it as making friends and networking, or do you just see it just making friends?
No,
and what comes of it comes of it.
Yeah, just making friends. But I don't. But say you sit down to have a chat with someone. You don't sit down to have a chat with someone because
they can do something.
Because they can do something for you.
Yeah.
No, sit down and have a chat with them because you want to get to know them and they're a nice guy.
Yeah.
And then it just so happens that do that 50 times and something probably usually rolls back in. I'll always say that one of the most important places to meet people and to have meetings or for this industry, 90% of my jobs come from the pub.
Yeah.
They genuinely do. Just sitting down, having a chat after work.
Where people are a little bit more relaxed than they were in a rehearsal room, and
you can talk informally about things, and you tend to find out what's going on. You tend to find out who's doing what, and so every now and then something can spark an interest. You go, oh, okay, I'll remember that, or I'll get in touch with that person about this because you hear it in a side piece of conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's not intentional networking. It's just liking people, I guess.
Yeah. And people like you as well. And I think it's that thing that I spoke about in my last theatre video, where I said, regardless of what job you are in, never underestimate the value of or the importance of being a nice person. Because this is an incredibly small industry.
It's tiny.
I heard about you before I ever met you because we have several friends in common that I'd worked with on other jobs, and then it was about 4 years until I actually met you from having first heard your name.
Right, okay.
So you do an awful lot of work as a voiceover artist.
Yes.
Would you say that's probably where you make is the steadiest part of your income?